Hello friends, and welcome to Fishtale. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so very much. Fishtale is my lovely survival world where I have given myself the goal of catching 300,000 fish as well as a whole bunch of different building projects. Because in this series, we are going to be doing our very best to recreate the lovely world of Wavetale inside of the game Minecraft, with of course our own creative twists on stuff. But really, I just really love fishing. So that is for the most part the main reason behind this world, and the building is just something for me to do while I do my fishing. That being said, in today's video, we are going to be doing a whole bunch of terraforming, which is very exciting. I've got this whole island that I want to get started on, and before I do that, I wanted to do some big old rocks. So we're gonna be making some big old boulders today, sticking out of the water. It also would be good to have some sort of landmass around here, because it pretty much it's all ocean everywhere. I can't see very much in any direction, so it would be good to have some sort of something to look at. However, before we do any of that, there is a whole bunch of fishing that I very much want to do. So I think for the next 3 days, we are going to do as much fishing as we possibly can in between our resource gathering, and we've also got to wait for a bunch of wandering traders to spawn, because I do need a bunch of different types of wood, and with this being, you know, a ocean world for the most part. I mean, it's like 14,000 blocks each direction, and there's still no land. So yeah, it's quite difficult to survive out here, but I'm doing my best. But that is the plan for today. We're going to make a whole bunch of beautiful rocks, and we're going to do a bunch of fishing. So without further ado, let us just jump straight into the lovely fishing. And 2 seconds.
There's a shape drawn on your shoulder. It seems to know what's up. There's a dragon on your shoulder. He seems to keep your soul. The books he's got you about your favorite soul. Hasn't been touched since you moved on. There's a shape drawn on your bedside door. It seems to know what's wrong. There's a dragon.
And we are back from the big old fishing time lapse. Oh my goodness. This has been a very productive 3 days, or 3 days. 3 days. This has been a very productive 3 days. I have done not a single thing but fishing, and oh my goodness, we had so many wandering traders spawn, which was lovely, because that was the point after all, to get a bunch of wandering traders to spawn, so that hopefully I could get some saplings. And oh my goodness, did I. We've got quite the haul of different tree types now. So in the past few days, I managed to get myself these different types of new items. So we've got the lovely dark oak saplings, we've got some pale hanging moss. Unfortunately, it's not the pale oak propagules, but that's totally fine with me. I don't need them quite right now. That's for the lighthouse in the future. And then we've only got 5 emeralds left. Oh my goodness. We've got 1 cactus and 1 mangrove propagule, which is humongous. That is humongous news, which means we can finally get started on our lovely little boat that I had planned for this series. I don't know if I'll be able to get enough resources for it this week, but I sure will try my best. I just really hope that these saplings produce their own saplings again. Anywho, we have still a whole bunch of farming that we need to do, and I don't know exactly what type of farms that I want to do, because I know I want to build a bunch of big old rocks, right? However, a lot of it is made of cyan terracotta, which is like the worst possible thing I could have used. or is it cyan concrete? I don't remember exactly which one. They are quite difficult for me to obtain, unfortunately. So I am going to need some sort of farm. So maybe I could put my head down for a little while. Maybe we could do some cactus farms or whatever. So we use this cactus here, and we make it to where they break automatically whenever they grow. Oh, we can get cactus flowers as well. Oh, that's a lovely idea, actually. Here, let's go back over to the redstone area, because I don't want to build these things next to where I'm going to be building a lot of the other stuff. So we need to keep our industrial district separate. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into getting these lovely little farm things made. I have no idea what I'm doing. Please help me. And here we are. Here we are back after one whole day of doing some weird farm stuff that I really don't know much about. It sure has been fun though. So we've got a few little farms that we made here. We do have a bit of a plan change though. Unfortunately, I don't have very much time, and I'm realizing that these farms I have, they're not very efficient. And I need a bunch of resources. So I don't know the exact amount that I need, but for these rocks, I'm gonna say it's probably like 2 double chests of both cyan and terracotta. So that is a double whammy of things that I don't have. But we do have our lovely little cactus farm going. It's certainly making some progress as we go. Actually, let me check how many cactus do I have down here. I don't think so, buddy. Oh, you almost got me. Oh, that's how it happens, isn't it? Oh, goodness. Okay, well, I forgot to light this little weird place up. Here, let me just... yeah, there you go. That's fine. We'll go this way. Maybe when we come back, it'll have despawned or something. Let me see. Ooh, bad boys. Anyway, the amount of resources that I need for this video, in particular, is going to be very, very big. It's going to be a lot. And I don't have a lot. Oh, no, what the heck? No, what's happening? They probably are the same one. Can creepers climb ladders? Oh, goodness. Okay, here, let me take my dolphins, actually, very quickly. Let me take my dolphins, and we'll make this one despawn, and we'll come back. Yeah, there we go. That's how you do it. Didn't even have to fight them even once. Right, the little rocks that I wanted to build for the night orchard, which is the name of the island, by the way. I'm probably gonna need like 2 double chests of cyan terracotta, and I do not have that. And I cannot get that in 1 week. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna pivot. we're gonna quickly pivot. And since we have both dark oak and mangrove, I think we're gonna build our lovely boat called Anita from Wavetale, which is the game we are trying to reimagine after all. So I don't know what kind of boat it is. It looks like it's made of some sort of metal. And my goodness, do I love it a lot. It's like the main feature of Night Orchard for me, except for maybe the fish statue. That's gonna be lovely to build. I don't know how to do that though. I mean, surely it's not too difficult, right? It probably is just, it's a fishy shaped rock. And if you're brave enough, anything can be shaped like a fish. I've just realized that I do also need some red terracotta. Oh no. I do also need red terracotta. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. I suppose I could go to that one little tiny little island that I found before, and we can go gather some clay from that location. That probably would be the fastest way to get a small amount, since I don't have any means of making terracotta myself quite yet. I'm still trying. So we've got the dripstone here ready, and I just would need to like dry out dirt or something, right? You put it over the top of it and it turns into clay, and then you can smelt that up. But we're still quite a ways away from that. So I think we're just gonna go manually find some clay ourselves. All right, after we get these trees and stuff done, we'll go try and find some clay somewhere. I went and made all these shovels. I used all of my iron to go and start gathering up the clay and everything, just for us to already have the terracotta inside of a chest down here. I forgot that I already gathered a whole bunch for when I was building this little starter base here, because I did use quite a bit for the little walls here. so I've accidentally got a bunch extra now. So that's very helpful. Which means I think the only thing that we're missing to get started on building a lovely boat, Anita, is the chains and some pale moss. But I don't think that's exactly necessary. I don't need the moss. So we're just gonna ignore it. I think I'll probably just replace it with tuff. That sounds good. But we need a bunch of red dye. I'm very excited for us to have enough of the cyan dye. Oh my gosh! Wait a second. Hold on. Is it sniffers, right? Sniffer. The sniffers, do they give you pitcher plants, right? Surely there's some some way that you can make like automatic farms for that kinds of stuff, right? I don't really have much experience in working with the sniffers at all, but it does sound very fun, and to have some cute little sniffers around, and maybe I'll be able to make like a little sniffer sanctuary finally. Ooh, there we go. All right, that surely is enough. Oh yes, that is enough. Yep. All right, is that all of the terracotta that we need for the lovely Anita? Let me see. Yeah, it sure is. I don't think I need this one right here or any of these shovels right now. Maybe I'll hold on to one because I do need a shovel. But we'll leave these. Oh, I've got this one. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, that is all of the terracotta that we need. We've got all of the wood that we need as well. We just need to craft all of the components, like all to turn it into like shelves and like trapdoors and buttons, of course. I do think that's the last step, actually. Let's go do that. And with all of the lovely wood stuff being made, that means we are now fully good to go and get started on building the lovely Anita boat. And how come my dolphins aren't pushing me? They're going their own direction, I suppose. That's fine. I think we're good to get started on building our lovely boat in the middle of the ocean. However, there is a dock that I wanted it to be attached to that I really want to build. However, I don't think that it'll be really connected to any piece of land or anything, so it might look a little funny, and I hope that's okay if I build it, of course. I did make sure to bring my cobblestone and some extra crimson wood and stuff for this. I've been really wanting to do this, but I've been putting it off because I wanted to have the boat next to it. So I am sorry in advance if it looks funny. And guess what? We're gonna be doing the entire interior of this lovely boat today as well, on top of building the whole exterior. The only thing though is that when I build it first, it's going to be completely empty. There's not going to be any interiors or anything like that, so it's going to look a little wonky at first, and I want to do this entire thing in survival instead of like planning out the interior, because I don't actually have any references for what the interior could look like, seeing as there's not any from the game. Since you can't go inside of it, you can only go on top of it. So we're gonna be doing the interior. So I imagine that this probably is a good enough location for how close we would want it to be to the little Shadows Island behind us here. So we'll probably put it around about this location here. But with that being said, we are good to get started on building this lovely boat. Yup. And hop. That is our lovely boat, all fully made. So we just now need to do the lovely interior. So here is the lovely boat from the game Wavetale. This certainly has been lovely, and it is good to finally see it in the actual world, and it is relatively close as well. So this is going to be absolutely lovely. And oh my goodness, this took a lot of planning, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do for this interior, but it is quite cramped, which is good, I suppose, which means this is gonna be pretty easy to figure out. And if there's anything I've learned from doing interiors, is that cozy usually means cramped, or at least like very filled areas. But I do want to be quite intentional with this, and I know this is a metal vessel, right? So usually there's like some like cockpit stuff and like knobs and dials and gears and stuff like that on these bigger metal boats. So maybe we could do something like that. I definitely needed storage, so I made sure to make my whole floor out of barrels like normal, as well as my ceiling, of course, so that I've got somewhere to put some fish, just randomly, of course. I do love building with barrels. That's always fun to do. But I really don't know much about what I could do for the interior. I do also have a bottom section that I need to fill up. Okay, here we go. So this is the lower deck that we need to build off of. I still don't know exactly what we could put down here. Maybe living quarters. Yeah, living quarters. Oh, that sounds really cozy. I have no idea what to do down here. That sounds very lovely, though. If only Minecraft had hammocks, that would be really cool. I can see it now. We're gonna have looms. We're gonna have a lovely bed somewhere. We're gonna have some candles. Oh, that's gonna be lovely in the future, of course. I don't have any candles or string or wax or really anything. How do I get string? Oh, wait a second. I do have string. I completely forgot that I got a bunch more from fishing already. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so we've got string, which means we can make the looms, but we don't have any bees, so we can't actually make any of the waxed stuff. So no candles, unfortunately. I wish there was a way to make candles without having to make bees do the work for you. Can't I just be a bee? Can't I just put a little bee outfit on and then go make my own beeswax somehow? That would be nice. I feel bad reaping the benefits of the bees. Oh goodness, this makes me miss Fishcraft. Anyway, we've got some interiors to start working on, so let's see what we can get started on in here. Well, first thing first is I know I've got this section here that definitely requires my attention. So I do want this to be maybe a little bit electronic. Like maybe we could put some like redstone stuff up here. So let's grab some like repeaters and maybe some like some comparators, maybe some buttons and some switches, and we'll place them here and see how that looks very quickly. I've got my chest boats over here that have some of the decorating stuff that I've brought over just in case. All right, there just is one more thing that I wanted to do, and that is I need to smelt up some leaves very quickly so I can get some leaf litter. I don't know if this will look very good, but I know I like to use a lot of leaf litter when I make carpets and stuff. And since I don't have enough string and wool to be able to make lots of actual carpets and stuff like that, I figured I may as well use some other blocks. So I'll just put some fringe or some fluff around the edges to make it look like a carpet. Also, here's a fun fact: my favorite carpet in the whole entire world, or my favorite carpet design in the entire world, is actually ancient debris. So if I ever get any of that, I know exactly what I'm gonna do with it. Gonna use it for decorations. The best possible thing you could do. This place is dying for a carpet. I'm gonna put a loom one, I think, right here. Also, here we are in my creative world to give you a small example of what I mean when I say the ancient debris is carpets. So here it is. They're just these tiny little things that I enjoy, and I don't know why. I just really like them. Oh, it could even go with just fringe on only one side like this. This definitely, I think, works better. Oh, I've also got one in my Fishcraft world. Hold on. All right, let me see. All right, where is it? Oh, here it is. Immediately. Yeah, there it is. There's my lovely little ancient debris carpet. I've got a couple of them here. I've got this tiny one, and then one over here under my bed where I sit next to Seafoam. And that's it. Okay, back to the other world. I do love a good loom carpet, so we're gonna put one loom here, one loom here, and then we're gonna surround it with leaf litter. So let's do that very quickly. Just like this, and then we do this. And then we just go around the corners with leaf litter. Oh, actually, barrels might not be a good idea for the floor then if it's going to look like this. Dark floors, light ceilings typically promote happy feelings. So maybe I could use some oak for the roof. Maybe I could put some oak slabs up on the roof. Oh, here's a trick I picked up recently. I don't know if it's gonna work. I just wanted to share it very quickly. So a lot of the times I do my roofs very, oh goodness, I do my roofs very like on the same plane. Like I'll just have it flat across all the way like this, right? Like all the way front and back, completely flat. And that's fine because it is a roof. However, I did notice that it does feel very beneficial sometimes to add just a little bit of wonk to the ceilings. It does make it feel a lot more interesting. So, for example, this is the base spot for the roof, right? This is where the roof normally would sit, and that's fine. And we are going to slowly work our way down so that it's got like a little bit of a curve to it. We can also help the curve with like trapdoors and stuff, but for example's sake, we're gonna start with just the actual slabs. So we'll have it just kind of go down as we go this direction. The further back we go, the more I want the slope to get bigger. So now we're going to switch down another block. And does this feel okay to me? No, this looks really bad, but I don't care. I do still think it's fine though. This is definitely a start. So now we've got to replace our floor. I know I want it to be barrels, but goodness. We need dark floors. Maybe I can do some sort of a cross-hatching pattern. So maybe we'll do crisscrosses. Maybe, what do we think? Dark oak wood, obviously. And dark oak planks maybe could be a good mixture. So we'll do this. How do I feel about this? Oh, yeah, okay, this is fine. This is a good little floor, okay. So then does the leaf litter look a little better? Does it stick out more? Oh, yeah, there we go. That is very cute. It probably would look even better as well if I actually put some of the fringe on top of the carpet or on top of the loom. So we've got like bits connecting it. So we'll do that, and then we can get started on our little cockpit fuselage. I don't know what they're called. It's fine. Maybe we'll do something like this with a trapdoor in the middle. I do love me a good shelf. So we'll also do maybe something like this. And maybe we can frame this front window a little easier. Oh, but I also don't want the stuff to be too visible from like outside either. Like I like being able to see in. Lots of things to ponder here. One thing I know is I need more leaf litter. That is for sure. We've got 4 left. Okay, cool. That's fine actually. We'll just do this. Boop boop. Boop, 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 there we go. So let me see, what do we have? We didn't bring any plants, but I know I'm going to put a pot here. And I really want to use a grindstone. Oh yeah, actually, I'll put a grindstone here. Maybe we could use that as the wheel. And we'll put a cauldron by the door here, and then we'll put a campfire underneath so that it just adds that little bit extra of movement. We put a chain here which can connect up to the grindstone, and then maybe we could use this as the steering wheel. Maybe it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't like this switch here, so we're gonna put that somewhere else, and we're going to try framing the wheel here like this. I don't know why exactly. And then we'll put some more shelving up here, just so that it looks official. This doesn't look official at all. This is actually quite ugly. Maybe there's something I could do with these redstone torches. The problem is I think I have too much glass in here. There's too many windows. maybe I shouldn't have put windows on both sides, but that's how the ship looked in the game, and I wanted to be true to it. Well, first thing, maybe I could put some of these barrels back up for our storage, so maybe we'll do something like this, and it kind of looks like it could be pillars. Oh, I have an idea. What if we do barrels across the top like this, and then it kind of looks like a structural support? That is disgusting. It completely takes away from the ceiling that we just made. Oh, actually, I was meant to put a campfire under here. Boop. There we go. Now we can put our floor back. And I'm wondering, should I have gone with mangrove wood instead of the dark oak here? Because it is kind of ugly. It's kind of ugly, these are. We'll try mangrove and see how that goes. Okay, how do we feel about this? Oh, okay. This is actually much better. Oh my goodness. Oh, and here's an idea. Here, what if we go full Hobbit mode and we do like a wrap around this little piece of entrance here, right? So we'll do a little stair, we'll do a trapdoor, and we'll do a shelf. Then we put another stair here. This does not make any sense at all, what I'm doing. And I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm just trying some stuff out. This is how interiors go for me. You just make stuff and then see what happens. I mean, this kind of works. Here, I have an idea, actually. We'll remove this. We'll move this back up 1 block, and we'll make the interest on the other side. Or maybe we can make it go into a cone. Yeah, okay, maybe we'll try doing a cone, which means we're going to put this trapdoor here, and then we're going to have this be mimicked on the other side, which means we've got to put a slab here, and then it goes up. Okay, I take it back. What if we just make this entire side over here chisel as bookshelves? And that's the interest, instead of having it slope, because I do feel like we're a bit low on space as it is. May as well maximize the space that we've got. How do we feel about that? That's cozy. I like that. Now we need something here though. Oh, since we've got the smoke here, I definitely think a lectern would be good. Actually, that's a lovely idea. I think I'm gonna go get a lectern very quickly. I've got plenty of books from when I was fishing and everything. 2 seconds. Yeah, I really like this. Oh, thank you, Lucky Lane, for this amazing idea. This has really helped the way that I shaped like my kitchens and stuff. So maybe we do want it this direction though, because I don't want to see that book. And we also maybe want to put some trapdoors around the sides. Maybe like something like this. Yeah, that looks like a vent. Now, the only thing that I'm noticing is that these walls are very shaped. So there's these very jagged points like here that I don't like at all. Like, it's very sudden going from oak to red terracotta and then dark oak on the floor. No, thank you. So we need to do something to try and soften that up. Now that could be paintings, that could be some trapdoors along the wall. That might actually be our best bet. What are some good trapdoor colors that we could go for? Yeah, this side definitely needs some love and affection. So maybe we'll also do the thing that we've done over here with these more rounded shapes. I really love a good round shape. Do need to switch these back though from slabs to a trapdoor so that the slope is a little bit more gradual. Yeah, there we go. Oh, wait. Oh, I wish I had a tripwire hook. Oh, I forgot all about our redstone stuff. What do I even do with these things? Maybe I pop them over here. And then this kind of turns into like a shelf, and we'll just go like beep boop, what magic. Oh my gosh, what? They have like a whole gray on the top? I don't want that. Maybe it'll look like it's less overwhelming if I've got more of this type of stuff around. Like maybe, I think that might be the issue, is that it's jarring because there isn't any more of it. But if this whole thing is meant to be like a cockpit, then there surely is going to be a lot of these types of things. We've got a redstone comparator and a repeater. Oh, I feel like this doesn't actually blend in too badly. Yeah, we'll work with that. And then, of course, I feel like for the floor up here, we are going to need one more lovely carpet. And because I don't know what I'm doing, and I think big words are pretty cool, I'm going to do asymmetrical rugs. Not in the center of the floor. Okay, the copper certainly does not work. that does not work at all. So we're gonna try doing some warped stuff. I feel like the red against the blue is gonna work out lovely as well. So we'll try that out very quickly. Yeah, there we go. And if we're smart, we could actually make it a little entrance to the bottom half as well without anybody really knowing. A little secret. And now we've just got these two little walls that I want to do here. This wall, I think, is probably fine. I actually want to make a couple more mangrove slabs just to paste around with the trapdoors. I actually don't have any trapdoors again. Oh, if you wish them all, I forgot. I don't like this. I don't like this block. So what if I just do that? And then we could put the trapdoors over the top of this one like that, and then it kind of blends into the wall a little bit. I do love me some greenery though, so I need to put a lot of that around. It definitely makes me happy, especially when you're out in the middle of the water and you can't see anything for super long. Having these plants around really make you feel grounded and like a little bit like home, kind of like going into space. You gotta have your plants with you. So we're gonna put a propagule right here. And a propagule here. Oh, I have an idea. I've actually got a resource pack installed that makes it to where you can make item frames invisible. So maybe we make it to where we're making a puppy-cool stew. Yeah, and then we fill it with water, of course. Oh, that's lovely. Look at that. We got a little mangrove puppy-cool stew. Some plant soup in the middle of the ocean. That sounds amazing. Probably. I do also think campfires work well as a ceiling, and we'll do campfires all the way across. Oh, wait. I have to do it the other way. This direction, so the beam is in line. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. So what do we have left? We've got this wall that probably could just be fixed with a couple more shelves connecting to the ceiling. So we'll go make a couple of those. I do really like the underside of these composters though. Maybe I could do something with those. Maybe I could put those like over here. That's interesting. We'll put one over right here as well. Oh my gosh, wait, I have an idea. And boop, a boop. there we go, I guess. This looks ridiculous. I don't even care though. That's fine. Oh, we've got these fences still. Here, let's, what do we... Does this mean anything to me? Oh! Yeah, okay. That's kind of like, that does something. That's weird. You know, I thought these fences wouldn't fit in here, but this actually looks kind of okay being here for some reason. I don't know what they could be, but I do like it. And that's all that matters. I think that's it for this interior here. So now we've just got to do this same exact thing, but for all of the other places. Okay, I take it back. Now we're done. I forgot. I did one more thing. I added a second floor. It is very small, and it makes it feel very, very cramped in here, but that is definitely the goal. I wanted this to feel very cramped and very extremely lived in, because, you know, this is Anita after all. I definitely want to spend some time in here, and if it's cramped and cozy, then oh boy, goodness will I. So we've got this lovely little captain's captain's patio where I'll be able to sit. It is not for sleeping, really. It mostly is just so I can look out the front window without much problems, and it also doubles as a little ladder, or like the staircase to the second floor where we have all of our storage and stuff for this little lump that's on the top of the ship. I don't really know what to do with this thing yet. I haven't decorated it. I've just filled it with barrels, that's all. So we've got this thing. I just thought that was very lovely, and it was a cool little detail to add. I don't know why I wanted to add this second like little patio spot here, but my goodness, do I feel like it added a lot here. It is very, very cluttered in here, but that was the objective. So mission accomplished. Now we've just got to do this same thing, but for the living quarters and the little boiler thing. But I'm so tired. This one little interior, this one tiny little one took me 2 hours in survival. Goodness gracious. Typically I plan these things out in creative mode, or for like really big interiors I'll do like creative mode or some sort of like pre-planning, or I'll use a reference of some sort, but this was all completely on the fly. So I'm so tired, and I've only got now a few hours until this video goes up. Oh, wait a second, almost forgot. At the very end of our last video, we were at a whopping 26,000 fish caught for our second episode of the series, and after an entire week, we are now at 31,844 fish caught. That is absolutely lovely. Wow. What is that? That's only 6,000 fish caught this week? Oh, that's not very many. I definitely could have done more. My goodness, this was such a lovely episode. We've got so many things that we need to do on the in-between as well. Like, I've got to get started on gathering up some of the cyan terracotta, which does mean we're going to need a bunch of lapis, I think, or somewhere where we can get some blue dye, which I do think is just lapis and like cornflowers. So we're gonna do that, and then in the next video we'll be able to finally make some of our rocks. Maybe not all of them, definitely not all of them. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be like a million blocks. Oh, this is gonna take like a whole year to do. I'm gonna say that right now. At the very least, an entire year to make this place. I think I'm gonna go take a nap now, and I thank you so very much for watching these weird videos that I make. I appreciate every single one of you so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye. Bye bye.